My wife makes traveling miserable, and I accidentally told her.
Tell her how it is.
My wife, 38 female, and I, 36 male, have been together for 8 years. We live in my home state of Arkansas. She is from San Diego. Every year she wants to visit home. We used to fly, but since we have a kid now, 2 female, she now insists on driving. By the way, this comes from user OKOP9597, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
I have no problem using all my vacation days for this since she lives here now. The problem is her overpacking. She used to fill my CX-7 completely, but work gave me a $900 car allowance, and we used that to get a full-sized Suburban. This time she loaded that full. I mean front passenger seat to the ceiling, so I cannot see the mirrors fully. We didn't use hardly any of it. Every stop, I carried something into the hotel because she was afraid it would get stolen. It's a 3-day drive each way. Got through it, but I told her she makes traveling miserable because she's also always late. I tell her we're leaving at 10 a.m. She might arrive by noon. Every day we don't leave the hotel until 12. Then she insists we drive until midnight. It's exhausting and unfun. Anyway, this weekend I was sent on a work conference. They got me a sweet hotel room for a week at a nice resort, and I was super excited. We were originally going to leave the baby with my mom. The day before, though, she cancels my mom to bring our child instead. Fills the Suburban full again. Mind you, it's my work trip for 5 days and 5 nights. Most of the stuff was just overpacking. She brought a tote of blankets, 1 of towels, 2 totes of her clothes. I told her she makes it miserable because the hotel always gets cluttered, and the night before we leave is always chaos trying to pack all her organizing stuff that never gets used. She freaked out and told me I just want to go hook up and cheat at these things. She said she's filing for divorce because I told her, quote, "You're overpacking and insisting we fill every vehicle and always being late makes me miserable." We were 3 hours late leaving, so I missed the networking opening night where people in my industry tend to connect. I missed the best vendor events because she insisted I don't leave since she was overwhelmed with how messy the hotel room was. Mind you, it was all the stuff she brought. She took out of totes and never used, and then the toddler destroyed. Am I the a-hole?
I'm so confused. They're married?
Yes,
Okay.
they are married.
If she's always late, I don't know, lie to her about the time you gotta leave or something.
Yeah, I think at this point you need strategies to work around your wife's behavior here, or
Right.
just being like, hey, we're going to try doing the trip my way. We always do the trip your way. Let's do the trip my way. And then if she's like,
Yeah.
absolutely not, then you go, okay, well then have like a spa day while I go on my work trip because we're not going.
Keep her occupied. You know your wife at this point. You've been with her for at least 2 years because you have a 2-year-old. Like,
There's an edit here. Yes, I'm involved in raising our child. I actually packed for our trip. I had 1 bag for baby to go to mom's with toys, diapers, food, etc. 1 large suitcase. I had a bag packed for my wife and 1 for me. Yes, she has ADHD. She always says she doesn't want to do this. Then when the trip comes, she does it anyway. I am not a cheater. She accused me of it last time I went solo, and I'm exhausted. If she left me, I think I would be done with relationships. My own mental health is wrecked. My boss wasn't mad. He found the whole thing hilarious when I told him. My job wasn't threatened, but to me, it felt like it was. I've tried packing for both of us. I've tried to just accept her issues, but it's gotten worse. When we first got together, she needed a large checked bag for a 2-day trip to Las Vegas. Now she needs an entire Suburban for a week-long trip. One of the main issues is the vehicle gets so full that I can't even see the side mirrors. I've expressed how unsafe that is, and she doesn't care. Just yells that I don't understand. Yes, she comes from a hoarder background, and there's an update. Let's just get into it. About a month ago, I told my wife she makes traveling no fun. I posted before we left for our drive home, and since then, it's been a whirlwind. We got home and I wanted to talk, but she said we were fine. I called a counselor and got us couples therapy and set her up with one who specializes in trauma that causes hoarding. She did not call a lawyer. She threatened divorce again, so I dialed one on her phone, put it on speaker, and walked away. Not my best moment. It sounds like you might be ready to walk away from this.
sounds a little passive aggressive.
Honestly, though, if my partner just like threatens divorce multiple times, I'm like, okay, here, beep, boop, boop. Here's the divorce lawyer. Do you want to talk to them?
She does sound like she's having an actual mental crisis, though.
Well, she's got ADHD. She comes from a hoarding background. It's like a
But
big...
he's specifically looking up a trauma therapist that specializes in trauma that causes hoarding. So something has happened.
Oh, yeah, being brought up in a hoarding house?
Yeah.
Crazy. Since then, we have attended 4 sessions together, and she has gone 5 times on her own. I spent all my savings to hire people to come in and help her clean for a week. We threw away 2 40-yard dumpsters fairly full of stuff. We cleaned out her car, the one she puts my daughter in daily, and established a routine where only her purse and diaper bag go up front. The rest stays in the trunk only. I've had to go through it daily and remove stuff. I once let it go 4 days, and it was full again. We are going to see her family in December. I made it very clear that if the vehicle is loaded full, I'm going to the airport and flying with our daughter while she can make the trip herself. We made the packing lists already. The trunk of the Suburban can be full, but nothing above the trunk cover and nothing besides a small cooler, purse, and diaper bag up front. I bought refundable tickets for my daughter and me to fly to and from San Diego if she fills the vehicle and throws a fit. Now, how is our quality of life? She seems happy. Her family says she's happier than ever. She's always wanted a clean house and car, but fights me when I clean up, even now saying she was about to do it. I am miserable. I'm constantly picking up the car, the yard, and the house. I let it go 2 days once and got screamed at for sabotaging her. I talked to a lawyer myself, not to move forward, but to protect myself. My boss actually has me in line for a promotion, which is great. The only problem is if our marriage ends and she moves back to California, then I would be stuck in a 2-year deal at work. So I'm currently very nervous about career advancement when I am miserable personally. And there's an edit. I forgot to add the cheating part. She confessed she was nervous I would cheat because I am, quote, not the ugliest guy around and you work hard, so if you hate me, then you would have options.
Babe, you're not ugly per se. You could get out there.
It's like... This is like, I don't think we've had a story where the hoarding stuff is like so clearly so bad.
Yeah.
She's doing like hoarding behavior with her own husband. She's like, well, it's like, I have to keep you around because like, what if I need you? Like, or like, what if something tries to take you away from me? And it's like, I need that.
No, she's literally hoarding people.
And that's hoarder trauma, like for sure. Yeah. That's, your wife needs a lot of help with that. But it can be a huge, clearly, it can be a huge strain on a marriage and a relationship.
Yeah, buddy, you still don't sound like you want to be in this one.
Yeah. I have no idea if she is cheating, and I'm kind of at a point where I don't care. I'm 100% checked out. Edit number 2, so many responses. Why haven't I cut the cord? Because she's my wife, and we said for better or worse. How can I walk away from her when she is not doing okay without giving it the good old college try? Plus, I was raised that divorce is not an option. I gave myself until Christmas 2026. If it's not better by then, I'm pulling the plug. I'm picking up every day because counseling said it would help, and also because my daughter doesn't deserve this. I want a clean home, so I do it myself. Is it defeating to come home every day and find the kitchen table covered with random stuff she got out because she was going to bake, but never did, and the bed covered with totes of clothes she was going to sort? Sure. Do I want to go through the guest room every 3 days because she destroys it and I want it to be guest ready at all times? No, I don't, but that's the price I pay. If I don't do it, our house is a mess and our kid doesn't deserve it. If I leave, all I'm hurting is someone with mental illness. If I leave, I am hurting someone with mental illness. All I'm doing right now is destroying myself. When I finally walk away, I can honestly say I did my best. Yes, I am documenting her car and the house when I get home and when I leave. I'm probably enabling right now, but if it goes the way it probably will, I'm going to be fighting to keep my daughter. Part of this going above and beyond is so that I can be the better parent, because people were right before when they said I wasn't protecting my kid. As for her claiming I'm sabotaging, I must have worded it wrong. When I clean up, she gets mad because she was going to do it in a minute, even though it's been days. And by the way, you can listen to days and days and days worth of full episodes with stories just like this one on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to the full archive. We have a little bit more story left.
I mean, it's like, I feel like Buddy, like, yeah, he's just going to keep trying from right now over a year.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I see it getting better unless she changes programs, like you were saying.
Yeah, I think, buddy, you also gotta, like, approach it with at least a little hope. You're like, I'm 100% checked
Right.
out. And it's like, if that's the case, even if it does start getting better, you might not even realize it
Right.
because
You're
you're
not
just
gonna
like
see it.
not there. So,
Also, don't like. He was like, I might not want the promotion if this is gonna go bad in 2 years and she's gonna move home. You're already saying that it's not gonna go that way for at least a year. So you're already a whole year into that. It's gonna probably take another year for the custody stuff. Like, I wouldn't hold up your career for this.
well, I think the thing is he's like, he's worried about the like you said, the custody. So it's like if she leaves and then goes back home, it's
If
where
she
they're going to
leaves
be like,
before
okay, well,
then.
she's going to go with her mom. And then he can't go and try to fight that in California because he'll be in a 2-year work commitment wherever he is right now. In Arkansas.
Yeah, but I think they'd fight it in Arkansas.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know anything about that, but I just think he's like, oh my God, like, I need to be able to maybe stick and move here.
Yeah.
But let's just finish this story. For those wondering about work, that's us. I am full-time, and she works full-time now as a teacher and started back a few days ago. I had hoped she would stay home full-time to raise our daughter since that's why I took this job. I don't love it or enjoy it, but it pays the bills and provides a good quality of life. But it's what she says she needs. And for the people messaging me about using the word trunk, I'm from Arkansas, but there is this thing called a plane, and I have worked all over and have enjoyed a TV show or two that wasn't Walker, Texas Ranger. I also call carts that stores trolleys, partly to mess with people, partly because it entertains me, and mainly because it's become a habit. Okay. Strange way to end that story.
My husband left me with our newborn so he could party with his friend.
Oh, God.
My husband, 32 male, and I, 30 female, have a 3-month-old, and the last few months have been very challenging. Challenging on one end because we have a new baby, our first, and also because of his expectations. By the way, this comes from Hearts and Wolves, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
Before our daughter was born, he was very involved in a niche sport. Game nights with his friends and going out. Now he wants to get back to all of it at once without considering me or our daughter. This week, he has spent a majority of his time going to practices for his team and going out. Well, when we talked about things a few weeks ago, he agreed we should share the responsibility. That was always the plan, as we both work full-time. So I bring up the fact he's been going out without helping me with the baby. We didn't have a daycare picked out for when we go back to work. House needs to be picked up, and our baby just doesn't sleep well unless he's held. He got so mad at me and said he feels unappreciated for what he does contribute, help with feedings, dishes, and laundry. He then told me he will be leaving to go to his hometown 6 hours away to clear his head. He left me and our daughter. Now he's sending videos to me of him and his friends going out and having fun together. I have a meeting with my therapist soon who says he's emotionally harmful and to work on empowering myself. I feel like he deserves to live the life he wants, but not at the cost of my life too. I'm looking for advice on how to process this. Am I missing something? My husband genuinely doesn't see the problem here. We have some comments. Can't wait. Comment 1. Having children, no matter how much you want and love them, pretty much ends life as you know it, hence the reason I have none. You can build a different life as a parent that is satisfying and wonderful, so I'm told, but the one you had pre-parenthood is gone. It is asinine that he is pretending to be unaware of that, and he is pretending. This mother effer took a mental health break to go home to his parents and play with his buddies, and sent you video to rub salt in the wound. He did this immediately after you asked for support he was not providing. He's training you to not ask. So stop asking and breathe fire. He is a crap partner and worse parent. He shouldn't have done it out of fear of repercussions if he couldn't find a decent human reason to not abandon his wife and infant. I agree with other comments. Secure any assistance you can from family or friends. Find a good attorney and file for divorce. Follow the attorney's advice regarding lock changes, etc. Get all you can in settlement and child support. You are going to need the financial support to supplement the single parenting you will be doing. It's just a matter of whether or not you will have him hanging around to check out whether things are tough or not. Imagine you and or the child with serious illness, or heck, a stomach virus. You can watch his videos while you clean up puke, I guess. I'm so pissed on your behalf that I not only want to divorce him for you, I want to move him in so I can use my decades of wifely experience to make him regret his crappy behavior and possibly his own birth. I like that commenter.
Yeah, that's a scary lady.
She said, "You have no wrath. I will provide it for you."
Don't know if like right now is the time for divorce, because it's like, yes, what we've seen in this post is extremely bad, but like becoming a brand new parent and not necessarily being ready for it is something that will make you go crazy sometimes. And it's been 3 months. It's really, I'm not trying to give this guy a pass. It's really bad. But like, do you really not see any path forward besides single parenting? Like,
she's done 3 months without help.
It hasn't been 3 months.
The baby's 3 months old.
But he didn't leave. Wait, I'm confused.
He wasn't helping to begin with, though. The second the baby was born, he was like, "I'm going back to my parties, guys."
He's doing the reflexive, like, that feels like a coping response, not like that feels like no, I'm not ready. And it's like, maybe once he just like accepts it and locks into fatherhood, it could be really good.
Is he gonna lock in after he drove 6 hours away and is taunting her?
That's not good. I'm saying just maybe try to do counseling or something to get this back on the rails, because I don't feel like just jumping into single parenting is like a W. Like a lot of people say, it's like, just divorce him and be a single mom. It's like, that's also not necessarily a huge win.
We have an update. Things took a major turn, and now I'm considering filing for divorce in a few months. When my husband returned from his hometown, we had a big fight. He saw nothing wrong with leaving for a few days to spend time with family and friends. I told him it wasn't leaving that was the issue, it was the abruptness and manner in which he left. Turns out his parents are the ones who encouraged him to leave. I called his parents to get a better understanding of why they thought that was a good idea, especially since I thought we were close. My mother-in-law calls me often, but went radio silent while my husband was gone. So when I finally talked to mother-in-law, she says I shouldn't be so controlling and he is allowed to have his own life. She went on to ask why I didn't send our 3-month-old with him, and I scoffed. Why would I send my baby with my angry, irrational husband? Basically, the parents think I'm too controlling and their son needs to still have fun and live his life. I never said he couldn't. After that whole ordeal, I remembered how guarded he suddenly became over his phone a while back, so I checked it. I found text messages between my mother-in-law and husband talking about me like I was nothing. Every little thing I did, he would report back to his mom, making me look like a monster. I also found out he's been recording me, turning the baby monitor on me to watch me and baby at night, recording arguments and disagreements too. I confronted him about the texts and recordings, and it got heated. He ended up pulling out his phone and recording me again in the middle of the argument. I snapped and started wailing and screaming. I'm so embarrassed and scared because I've never in my life experienced that type of mental break. The worst part was he recorded all of it. I hate him for that.
Yeah, this guy, maybe divorce this guy, yeah.
I packed up me and baby and left to my family member's house. Thank you to everyone for the advice on the original post. I actually listened and will start moving in a different direction.
Yeah, I think it's time for divorce now.
Update 2. I met with my attorney and she is not concerned in the least bit about the video of me having a meltdown. I live in a 2-party state and did not consent to be filmed in my home. So she said the video most likely would not be allowed as an exhibit, and even if it was, she'll handle it. I told her everything from the emotional abuse, lack of help for the baby, him leaving us twice to go out of state, and the constant devil's lettuce smoking, lawyer feels like I have nothing to worry about as far as custody goes, but made sure I was informed on his rights as well. Right now, I'm getting my financial affairs in order to pay her retainer, so it will take a little time. Relationship-wise, husband calmed down a bit. He was so sweet for a few days and then went back to trying to argue. I basically just listen to him and leave the room. I refuse to engage. I'm disappointed that he won't actually work with me on a solution. Instead, he wants to just go back to the way things were. Things will never be the same.
Bro, after you record your partner having a full-blown mental breakdown over something you did to them,
with no comforting,
just it's over forever. The moment I find out you have a secret conspiracy with your mom against me, you're
also,
done.
He submits those too as evidence, and even if they didn't get dismissed, the judge is like, why are you recording your wife crying on the ground, dude? And they're like, no, you don't understand. She was really upset. Like, I was yelling at her. She was really upset.
He'd just be like, you're indicted on 18 counts of stupid.
As far as the video footage goes, he allowed me to delete everything from his phone and cloud storage. However, days later, I discovered he sent the video to his email as evidence. Of course, I wiped everything, but there's no telling if he sent it to friends or family. I asked him if he's sure the footage has been deleted from everywhere, and he assures me it has been, but I know he's lying.
I would just, like, at this point, let him send that because you already live in a two-party consent state. So if he sends that to a bunch of people, that's just crime he's committing. And go ahead and let him. I
get the, like, you're embarrassed about it, but you gotta just, it's nothing to be embarrassed about except for him.
As soon as you explain, he literally drove me into a mental breakdown and then recorded it because he abandoned our 3-month-old daughter and I to go hang out with his broskies.
He is also starting to delete text message threads from his mom, so that adds to my distrust. To the people that say there are two sides to the story, of course there is. However, you will never hear his side, so what's the point in even saying that? Just know that I'm holding myself accountable on my actions. I got way too emotional and shouldn't have reacted the way I did when he recorded me. I have zero reason, in my opinion, to come here and lie. I need real help from people who can understand the situation I'm in. I came here for help on my side. So I appreciate the people who offered help and didn't judge me. I was fearful he would try to take my child, but I'm confident that won't be an issue at all. By the way, it'll never be an issue for you to find full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, favorite podcast app, and search OK Storytime.
Yeah, man.
Do it.
Do it now.
There's a little bit more. Whoa. But there's a little bit more. But what are we thinking? Are we lined up again?
Yeah, I think good job divorcing this guy. I feel annoyed that I tried to be like, well, maybe let's see, no, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
He wants to marry his mom. He's like, see how much worse she is than you, mommy. Mommy.
If I could have just married you, Mom, we would have been fine.
Mommy, I don't like the way she talked to me. And she's like, it's okay, my little sweet.
He's like, uppies.
Uppies. I'm coming home for some uppies this weekend.
For now, I'm just keeping the peace until I can get my lawyer money up. I'm still hopeful he will start helping more and stop being so secretive, but we'll see. The truth is, we're having regular postpartum arguments that have been escalated by him going to his mother for counsel and recording me. I have always tolerated his overbearing mother for the sake of keeping the peace, but when I finally stood up for myself and put boundaries in place, it feels like she went for the jugular during the most vulnerable time in my life. It's awful. I've gone full no contact with her. She's always been able to see her grandbaby, but I don't need to engage with her. My husband shouldn't have allowed her to be so involved, but he did. Now things are significantly worse. Again, thank you so much to the people who offered hope and kind words. And that's the end of that story.
My husband's brother yelled at him to treat me better.
A+ brother, though.
My husband and I have relationship issues. I've been hesitant to leave him, mainly because we have a child together, but also because I care for him a lot. He got really dark a few months ago, did and said a lot of things that hurt me. I was ready to leave him because throughout our relationship, he never really treated me that great, and I think I was just at my limit. And by the way, this comes from a deleted user, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
When I tried to leave, he broke down and begged me to stay, so I did. He's changed since then. He's been treating me like an equal being, going to therapy consistently for 4 months now, and opening up to me about things he didn't before. I've been noticing that overall he seems so much warmer to others, not just me. Recently, we were driving, and conversation about his little brother came up. He's 22, and I was telling my husband about some things his brother had told me about his girlfriend. My husband randomly admitted that his brother had told him to treat me better. I was shocked, because I didn't think anyone noticed or thought of our relationship like that. I never said a word to anyone. When I asked him what happened, he seemed embarrassed and brushed it off, saying that his brother just kind of yelled at him, that he doesn't treat me like a woman. The crazy thing is that my husband admitted to not treating me well, too. I didn't know what to say, so that was the end of the conversation. Since then, he's been bringing things up randomly, asking what I like and how I would like to be treated. My question is, how do I respond to this, or do I just let him do his thing? My usual response is to just brush it off or say whatever you want, honey, but I've been growing a bit of self-confidence, so I don't want to brush it off anymore. I'm also just still shocked that someone said something to my husband, I guess. I don't know what to think of it. Got nobody to talk about it. Comments. Comment 1. Your child can pick up on this behavior as early as 3 years of age. It does not matter if it's happening in front of the child or not. There are a great many social cues your awful relationship dynamic is known to your child. Kids pick up on as little as a stress shift by the mother. When World War II was looming in the air, a significant increase of mothers brought their babies to their respective doctor's offices all throughout Europe. The doctors were stunned. Then there was a connection made. The mothers were experiencing elevated stress levels because they knew the imminent danger of war. The children picked up on that and were also stressed out. If you are staying for your child, don't. Comment number 2. I think you should think more deeply about the fact that his brother has higher standards for you than you do for yourself. As for your husband changing thanks to therapy, people can change. So I'm not going to recommend disbelief, but I do recommend caution. Sometimes therapy only teaches people how to push boundaries more surreptitiously. My usual response is to just brush it off or say whatever you want, honey. What a terrible response. Just give him a straight answer. He has always done what he wants. If he is actually changing, then think about how useless your response is to him. He has realized in the last 4 months that when he does what he wants, he is a bad partner to you. He now has to make up for all the time he spent not caring about your needs. The best way to figure out what someone wants is observation, but observation takes time. The next best and quickest way is to ask. He asks you what your needs are, and you tell him nothing. And if he isn't changing, just playing along, then you're just making it easier for him to pretend that he is trying. And there's an update. I think it's the 7-month mark is when it's like, all right, that's like a cemented behavior. It goes 7, it's like 7 weeks is like how long to break a habit. And then 7 months is like how long to like solidify it into your like programming.
Yeah, for a new behavior. Yeah. I thought you were saying like, because everyone says like 3 months to find out who like they really are as a person.
Yeah, and I think it's 3 months is how long someone can theoretically be a different person. So he's already past that threshold, so he's probably trying to change for real.
Do you remember how old these people are? Did we have that information?
I don't think we did at the beginning.
I didn't think so either.
But
I know little brother's 22.
It's really hard. Clearly, this is someone who was in this relationship for a long time and kind of let go of the stuff that they wanted or what they needed. So I think that commenter might have been a little harsh to be like, what a terrible response. It's like, that might just be the only response they know how to give.
I mean, I think it's good to have that semi-wake-up call of like, hey, dude, like, get better standards for yourself. Like, why is the brother holding you to like, almost like, I don't think she needed it. I think she knew she wasn't being treated well, but that kind of like, dude, like, tell him what you want. Like, this is your chance. Like, take it. Like, do everything that you can to like, if you want to keep this relationship, this is your time to keep this relationship, or at least try to.
You got to lock in and figure out what you want. Update. So I left him. Ow. Everyone was right about him. I'm safe with my daughter and my little brother. It's been a few weeks since I left. Even after I posted last time, I won't lie, I still had hope for this man. What made me decide to leave was the fact that despite him verbally me and later threatening to physically me. He acted like I was the one who needed to bend over backwards and apologize to him. It wasn't that he treated me badly that was the final reason I left. It was the fact that he was stomping around and acting like a child, yelling at me and my daughter and making her feel anxious. I still tried to be nice. I tried to talk to him. I asked him what was wrong, and he just gave me that look he always does. I don't know how to explain it, but it makes me feel so small. He doesn't break his gaze or say anything. He just stares until I have to look away. It felt like a switch flipped in me, and mentally I was gone. That night, I put my emergency plan in place because I already had one from a time he threatened me months ago. A few days later, I was physically gone while he was at work. I'm not going to give details because of the possibility he can see this, but I have a new job, new apartment in a new city, however and wherever I want. It's so freeing. My daughter couldn't care less, and somehow that makes me happy, but also deeply sad. I should have done this a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. She's just happy that she gets to go to a park more often now with her uncle. My brother confided that he's happy he doesn't have to hear him yell anymore. My family keeps calling me. My mom's telling me I'm making a big mistake and embarrassing myself.
Cry about it, Mom.
Does Mom know everything? If Mom knows everything and is still saying that, no contact with Mom.
Probably not everything.
If she knows what you went through or we're going through and she's still saying that,
Say bye-bye.
goodbye, not talking to you. I'm not even going to bother explaining myself or my side of the story. His family keeps calling me too. His mother is apparently in the hospital because of a stress-induced attack from this. My sisters-in-law sent me nasty texts and called me until I blocked them. My ex keeps calling me too. I hate it. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. My brother-in-law only sent me one text and it says, "Good for you. I hope you find a better life." That makes me feel somewhat comforted with this whole situation, and I hope he's all right. And by the way, you can be all right now if you listen to 4 episodes with stories just like this on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to over 70 days worth of stories. There's a little bit more story.
Yeah, good for you, girl. You got out. I get that sometimes it takes a minute to, fully realize the situation that you're in. And once reality slapped you in the face a little bit more, hopefully not. Actually, can I say that?
I don't know.
Once reality threw cold water in your face a little bit more.
Once reality gave you the people's elbow.
Yeah. Take out my other one editors.
I think
or else Riley's gonna yell at me again for getting demonetized.
You're just too much of a pistol. I feel like I got us demonetized yesterday.
I didn't actually. I just said something. He was like, "Are you trying to?" I was kidding. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke.
No, we did. We were on the Tic Tac.
Oh, I was
the
there.
Tic Tac patio act
but
yesterday.
That was the story.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I might have. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Document everything that these people are saying to you, so that if this a-hole tries to do custody battle or something, then you can just be like, "Hello, Mr. or Mrs. Judge. Look." So that's my update. This will be my last time posting on here. I am completely done with relationships and will probably never get into one again. But thanks to you, everyone, who took time to comment and message me. I seriously feel like each one slowly built my confidence bit by bit. I know I'm a bad person for not doing it on my own. No. So I thank all of you sincerely for helping me. I owe everyone my new life. I wasn't going to post it first, but it feels nice to get this all off my chest. I feel like I'm going to explode with pent-up emotions lately. And there are some more comments here. Number 1, I call BS on his mom in the hospital because of the stress. If it isn't a lie, then that kind of overdramatic reaction is reason enough to GTFO. Proud of you. OP says, no, she actually has been at the hospital very frequently because of stress. Her husband is the original. My husband acts exactly like his father, except his father is worse. She works, does all of the parenting and housework while her husband and all the kids watch TV and play games. Nobody ever tries to help her, and so she ends up in the hospital from exhaustion and stress. I feel bad for her because I already know my ex probably ran back to her crying, but I also don't feel bad for her because she also left me nasty messages that I ruined him and his life. So, whatever. Comment 2, I know that you don't want to bother explaining yourself, but I think you might feel better if you send a certain email explaining the situation to the people bothering you, like your mom. I'm not saying you have to engage in a conversation after that. You can even block them after sending the email if you want. Maybe it won't have any effect, but I think later on in life, you can feel good that you didn't allow him to have complete control of the narrative. If people don't believe you, that's on them. You will also know that they have no excuse if they treat you badly later. And that is the end of that story.